Everybody out there reading copious notes, it's me, Aaron Crocco, doing my first video post on the blog's history. So I figured I would go with a entry today talking about my Amazon Kindle. Now, all of you pretty much know who read my blog that I do have an Amazon Kindle and I do post about it fairly frequently, although not so much right now because of my schedule for posting is being a bit off. So I figured I would go into a video post with you guys and show you more of what the Kindle is like in person and pretty much what it can do. Now I am using a fixed camera on my computer to record this, so it's going to be a little tough to maneuver, but I hope it's not so bad, we'll say. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of editing of this video before I post it up. But first, here is my Kindle. Now, it doesn't look like much to begin with. It's in this nice leather case, but you can see it right there. That's the bottom. On the bottom, I'm going to try to get a close-up over here. You do have a headphone jack. That is a USB jack to plug it into your computer. That little dot down there is a light indicating if it's charged or not. That's a charging port. And this is a volume switch for volume up and volume down. Now, you may be thinking why you need volume buttons and a headphone jack. I'm not sure how many of you people know this, but the Kindle does support Audible audiobooks. So you can actually copy an audiobook to the Kindle and then listen to it, on the train, or if you're, not driving, but you're in a car, stuff like that. It does have a built-in speaker. It also does support playing of MP3 music files, so if you like to have background music on while you are reading, you can go ahead and have that going as well. The speaker, it works okay, but not so much. I'm really not a fan of it. But in the case, it looks like a little bit of a daily organizer or portfolio, and it's in there very well. You'd be very surprised what actually holds this in, but I'm shaking it as you see, and it does not fall out. It is in there very sturdily. Finally, there is an elastic band here. Let me go ahead and get that in some good light. There you go. You can see that. And that is nice and tight. Has some nice bindings right into there. All right. So opening up the Kindle, I'm just moving that around and to the back. When you open up the Kindle, this is what it looks like when it is in the case. Now, as you can see from the Kindle, it has its screensaver set on, which goes on automatically after 10 minutes. Now, in the case, which I'm going to take off in a minute, it has this little cushy area right here. So that means that the part of the Kindle that is actually, against the case for the screen does, give you some cushion here. The rest of it is kind of like this felt, I don't know if it's microfiber, but, it does the job. It's soft. What holds the Kindle in is this tab here and this tab here. Additionally, when you take it out, which I'm going to do right here, just by lifting it up, you hear it snap and it pulls out. The only other thing holding the Kindle into the case is this plastic tab. Now, it doesn't look like much when it's in there, but the plastic tab combined with the pressure of the Kindle on top of it holds it in very, very well. I'm surprised. One of the biggest complaints about the case when the Kindle first came out was that it fell out right away. And that's because people, when they were putting the Kindle in, didn't click it in, and so it would fall out. If you don't get it in right, it's actually a big pain in the butt. So anyhow, that's the case. By the way, if you need a new one, it's like 25 bucks. So, not too bad. Anyhow, here is the big daddy himself. That is the Amazon Kindle. Now again, that is my screensaver here. Over here, you're going to see your previous page button. This is a next page button, which is great for people like me who are left-handed, so we can flip the pages with one hand, and especially because this is the hand that I'm holding the Kindle with. Over here is your ginormous next page button. Now, it's nice because it actually goes nice and flush into the Kindle, and it actually creates a nice edge to it. Additionally, there is a little back button here, which is for when you're browsing through the different menus. This will bring you one page back. It's not really necessary for when you're reading. If you're reading a book and hit that, it just brings you back to the main menu. The side, very, very thin. Additionally, the top, nothing really to look at, and same with the side. But the side has part of this rubber backing, which is rubber, and it is nice and grippy. Now, I don't know how well this is going to come out on the video, but there is a series of different characters and letters, starting with ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics here and ending on the bottom corner here with standard text used today. And I guess it's kind of the evolution of text and writing throughout the history of the world. I don't really know, but it looks pretty cool. More importantly, it's a nice rubber grip. You don't really get too much moisture on it when you're holding it. I enjoy it. Now, some things that are very, very cool about the Kindle are that there are these two switches over here. Now, these switches, first, this one turns the unit on and off. Now, it uses almost no electric when it is on unless you are changing the page. Electronic paper is made to actually only use electricity from the battery when it changes what is on the screen. So you don't really need to do this, but you can if you're really, really worried about battery life. Additionally, there's the second switch here, and that is for the wireless access. This allows you to get online anywhere that you have cell phone access. This does not use Wi-Fi that you would use on your computer. This has almost like a built-in cell phone. And this is free. This is included with the price of the unit to have that access. I believe it's on the Sprint network, so you can use this pretty much wherever there's Sprint coverage. If you don't have that, you can buy the books through your computer and copy them over using USB. And finally, this little bunch of garbage over here, that is the not-so-great speaker. Anyhow, I'm going to turn the wireless on just so we have that for the demo. All right. Finally, on the bottom of the Kindle, you're going to see the keyboard here. That's a basic standard QWERTY keyboard with some buttons at the bottom. Has an Alt, space, has an @ symbol, / home button, symbol, space, and your, pretty much your standard buttons. Nothing too crazy. Now, also, the Kindle has this little wheel. It's a rubber wheel. It's clicky, almost like the wheel of a mouse. Has like that ratcheting motion. And this is kind of like a strip over here. You're going to see that as the Kindle is in use, there is a metallic strip that kind of comes up and shows you your place. It's great for navigating. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to hit the two bottom corner buttons, and that is going to wake the Kindle up from its state. So let me hit those now. You're going to see it's working. And boom, there we go. Now currently, I am reading The Last Patriot by Brad Thor. Now, on a book, it is very interesting how they do this. Because the Kindle can resize text on the fly, there are no page numbers. Page numbers aren't really going to work because if you're on page, let's say, 17, you're on page 17 of a book, but your eyes aren't really that great, you need to have bigger font, page 17 for you is not going to be page 17 for me, whereas I am on much smaller text. So what they do, first off, this is pretty common, I guess, for this type of technology, is there is a progress bar running across here, and you can see the bold on that, and it's running across the screen here. I am about halfway done with this book. Additionally, there is this locations area here. Locations kind of work like page numbers. So right now, the camera's not going to focus, but I am on location 2619 to 2623. I'm in that range. The great thing is that if I tell you to go to location 2619, regardless of the font size, it's always going to go to the same page, which is great. So locations, they take a little bit of getting used to, but it does work out good. Additionally, here's your battery meter, which I will say the battery on this is awesome. I use it about a half hour to an hour almost every weekday, and I have only, I have to charge it maybe about once every week and a half. It's great. This is a meter for your wireless access, kind of like the bars on your cell phone, and that is for the menu, which we'll get to in a moment here. All right, so if you're in a book, you want to turn the page, all you have to do is hit one of the pages here. I'm going to flip back the page, so I'm going to use this top button here, and you're going to watch what happens to the display. Boom, there you go. Now there is a delay, so usually when I get to about here or so on a page, I get my finger on the button, and as soon as I'm getting ready to flip the page, I'm going to flip that, and boom, it draws the next page. Now you will see that it does this flash action. That is common for electronic paper. The reason it does that is that it has to wipe the screen and then redraw the new text that's on it. So it's kind of like an Etch-a-Sketch where you have to shake it first. Electronic paper works the same way. They're hoping, though, in the future to minimize that delay in redrawing the screen, and that happens a lot faster. This is pretty quick, though, as far as the technology goes right now. So it's not so bad. It's just like reading a book where you want to keep it going seamlessly from page to page. It's the same thing for this. You get to adjust to where you're on a page, and you just go ahead. You're near the end of the page, and you hit the button. By the time you finish the end of the page, it's now flipping to the next. It takes a little getting used to, but again, if you're reading on this, it takes a little bit of getting used to for a lot of things. That's not bad, though, because it's nice to have something different. All right, so now we're going to go to the home screen, which is this little house down here. Again, that's probably hard to say. And this brings you to the main menu of the Kindle. And this is pretty much all of the books and magazines that I have on my Kindle. So you're going to see I have Angels and Demons, Life and Times of the Thunderbolt Kid, The Traitor, Killer Heat, so on and so forth. Now you will see I also have the third from the bottom, Reader's Digest. You can actually subscribe to newspapers and magazines through the Kindle, through Amazon Store, and they can be wirelessly delivered to you automatically when a new edition comes out. They are not necessarily the full versions of the text, so just be careful. Like the New York Times, I know everybody wants the Sunday Times. It's like the best ever. But if you're going to get it on Kindle form, it's definitely not going to be the full version. It is cheaper, though, from what I know. Reader's Digest, again, it's not really the full version, but you're getting the bulk of the main stories. You're getting also a lot of the humor sections, which I like to read a lot. Reader's Digest has a lot of those. And just their main monthly features. But it's only $1.25 for the issue, which is cheaper, I believe, than the newsstand price. So it works out good. I get enough content, and it keeps me busy combined with the books that I'm reading. Okay, so continuing on here, you're going to see you have the menu here. And this is that little metallic thing I was telling you about. And all I'm doing is moving up and down. So if you want to read a book, all you're going to do is move up to what you want. Excuse me. And let's see here. We'll go to Angels and Demons, which they are making a movie of soon. And if you click the button, that is going to load the book. And there we go. We are now on the beginning, chapter 1 of Angels and Demons. Now, I'm not going to say what the end of the book is because I hope you guys don't want to be spoiled, which is always a good thing. So I'm going to go back here. It's only chapter 1, so don't worry, I'm not ruining anything here. And as we go back here, you're going to see this is the prologue. And it also does give you everything that would be in the book. So here are the author's notes. And then on top of that, you have all of the acknowledgments and all of the information that would be in the actual book. So, sometimes when you get a Kindle book, you do have to kind of flip through all of this. I don't find it interesting at all. Here's something very nice, a table of contents, and each chapter, which we know Dan Brown writes a lot of chapters, these are all links. So if you scroll up to a chapter and click on it, it will bring you directly to chapter 121 or whatever chapter you want, which is great because if you want to get to a direct chapter, you can go ahead and do that, especially if you're trying to reference something. So I'm just paging back here, paging back. I don't know why I kept it on the beginning of chapter 1. Usually when I get these, I keep them at the cover. So we're going to keep going back here. And there is a way to go directly to the cover in the menuing system, but I just also want to show you guys the flipping action also. So here we go. All right, there's his dedication. And here, again, just like in a real book, are all the copyright information, the publisher information, everything for the publishing house. This is on Pocketbooks, World Wide Web, SimonSays.com, copyright 2000 Dan Brown. You have the ISBN number also right there. And we're going to go back even further, and we're going to see there is a cover, the inside cover that you would usually get on the first page or so, also by Dan Brown, Digital Fortress, and there is the cover of the book. Now, this is different than most Kindle books I've seen. Usually the cover is full screen. From my experiences, it's nice when it's full screen, but then again, when you're reading them electronically, you really don't need the cover and all of that. Also, the good thing is that usually when you get a book, it starts you right at chapter 1 at the first page. So it's great that you don't usually have to flip through all this, although if you get to the table of contents, you can select chapter 1 or the prologue or whatever is first, and then just get into reading and you're done. So I'm just going to go onto the Kindle and I'm going to flip it. Now, when you hit the menu, there is a menu that comes up here, and again, it's not that easy to read. But you have Shop in Kindle Store, Table of Contents, go to Beginning, go to Location. I'm going to click Go to Beginning. Oh, I clicked Table of Contents, sorry about that. But I'm going to select Chapter 1. and you're going to see we're back at chapter 1. Now, the great thing, again, as I said earlier, is that there are different font sizes you can use. Now, the font sizes, you click this font size button here, and you're actually going to get a menu, which shows you all of the different fonts. And your selector in that little strip column is already where you want it to be. So we're going to go here, and let's say you need the font pretty big here. Let's say you need a number 5 font. So if we're scrolled on to that, I'm going to click the wheel, and you're going to see the font actually resize itself on the fly. And that is actually very easy for all of you to read right now. Additionally, if you want to go back, I just hit that little font button again, and I'm just going to dial it back to font size number 2, which is what I usually use to read. There we go. All right. Some other features here is we're going to go to the menu, and this allows you to go to a certain location, go to the cover, table of contents. You can also add a bookmark to the page. The Kindle does save where you are reading and everything, so you never lose your place. So if you're on page 157 on one book and page 2 on the other, no matter where you are in whatever book, when you go back to any book, the location will be saved. So you could always pick up from where you left off. You don't have to bookmark a page, though you can, and it adds an entry to your main menu. So if there's something interesting on a page and you want to show somebody, it's very quick and easy to get there. And also, you can save page as clipping, which again adds it to the main menu for you. And I'm just going to go ahead and go to close. Finally, you can actually go over to the very top and click, and you see there's that little triangle in the corner. That allows you to go ahead and almost fold the page corner over. So kind of like saving your spot. That adds a clipping also. No big deal. If you really reference things, or if you're using reference books like computer programming books or any sort of reference type material, that's good to have. The Kindle does have built-in Oxford New English Dictionary and also a full global search access. So if there's a term, a phrase, a word, anything in something you read and you don't remember what it was, you can search and it will show you all the results in every document and every book you have on the Kindle. On top of that, it will also give you links to view it in Wikipedia and also look up that information in the dictionary, which is great. Having Wikipedia access is definitely nice, especially if there's some sort of phrase or urban legend or something that's referenced that's really not going to be in a dictionary per se, or if somebody references a movie in a book that you don't know, things like that are not going to be in a dictionary. You're going to need to look that up online. The Wikipedia access actually makes that really, really easy. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the Kindle Store. So we're on the main menu here. Now they add this to every menu shopping Kindle Store, of course, because they want you to buy. But I usually do it from the main menu just to make it easier. So we click that, and it gives you a little status here, wireless connecting. And within a few seconds, boom, there you go. Hello, Aaron Crocco, Amazon.com, Kindle Store. And it's pretty much just like browsing Amazon.com. Most importantly, they give you your recommendations based on books that you've rated, books that you've bought, so on and so forth. Kindle Daily Post, that is a blog that they write in every day, all about the Kindle. I find it okay, but it's, it is what it is. New and noteworthy books, that's not just new books, but also important books or things that maybe Oprah has talked about or whatever. That's what that's going to be. Kindle top sellers, obviously top 100 bestsellers for Kindle books only. National bestsellers list, this is anything that's available for the Kindle that's on that list. And then you can browse books, newspapers, magazines, and blogs, which you can subscribe to blogs, but there's really no reason for it. Most importantly, there is a search down here, and this search is global, again, so you can search all of Amazon.com for Kindle content by any author, title, phrase, genre, anything you want. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in Dan Brown, and you see I typed it in, and the little selector here is already at the bottom. And so we're going to go ahead and click on it because it's already on go. And what the Kindle is going to do is using the communications here, it's going to search Amazon's website and bring us back a page of results for Dan Brown. And there we go. So here are all of his books that are available for the Kindle. So we have Deception Point, Angels and Demons, Da Vinci Code, so on and so forth. Now, the great thing is that it gives you the rank of the books, it gives you the cover, and it gives you the star rating that is on Amazon. So now if we go to Da Vinci Code, and you see the little selector resizes itself based on what the selections on the page are. If we go to DaVinci Code, we're going to click that, and you see it's working down here. It's going to come up and show us information about the DaVinci Code. So we have a synopsis up over here. We have the customer reviews, the ranking of the book, and everything you need. The price, of course. The price on the Kindle is almost always cheaper than the Amazon price for the hardcover or paperback. No Kindle book is more than $10, which is always great. And then you could read all the reviews. You could also read all of the Amazon customer reviews, which I think are the best part of shopping on Amazon. Finally, the greatest thing about it is that you can actually try it before you buy it. So if you're not sure about a book, they will send you the first few pages of a book. In my experience, it's been about 10 pages or so. They will send it for free to your Kindle. And it's wirelessly delivered within about 10 to 15 seconds. And it shows up just like another book or a publication on your main menu. You can read it. It's yours to keep. If you like it from that book, you can go right into the main menu and say, buy the book. It will automatically buy it for you, add it to your list of books that you have on your Kindle, and you just keep reading and you go. That is one of the best things ever. There are a few books that I haven't been so sure about. Got the sample, and you know what? I said, they're not really the book for me. Put it off to the side. Some others, I said, you know what? This book looks interesting, but I'm not sure. So I went ahead and downloaded the sample, and it was great. All the books download one click, so just be a little careful. You can't cancel a purchase if it's made by mistake on your confirmation for the Kindle. It says, congratulations, thank you for buying this book. It'll be wirelessly delivered. There is an option there to cancel that purchase, which deletes it from your Kindle and refunds your money within about a day or so. But it is one click, and you have to have one click on here. So just be careful, because that means if you lose your Kindle, somebody can go ahead and buy a lot of books on your account. If you do ever lose this, it is registered to your Amazon account, so you can take its serial number off of your account, deauthorize it, and then it's off of your account. We're not going to buy anything, though, because one, I've read Angels and Demons, and two, I have bought it on the Kindle already. This was the first Kindle book I bought. The Kindle holds about 200 books on its onboard memory, which I believe is about 256 megabytes of memory. I am going to lock the screen once more by holding the two corner buttons just for a couple of seconds here. And I'm going to let go. And you're going to see the screen is going to change itself, or it should. Let's see, let me try that again here. And there we go. It has about 40 images that it cycles through for the Kindle, that it keeps changing what your screensaver is. It's usually famous people, famous authors, Harriet Beecher Stowe. I've seen John Steinbeck. But there are also just really interesting images. Also, hieroglyphics, and also some just architecture on there, things like that. The back cover comes right off, slips right off. That reveals the back of the Kindle. Here's your battery. It is user replaceable. Now, also, the other thing, getting back to how many books it holds, is this is a memory card slot. This is SD memory. So it's standard. You can buy that at any CompUSA, Radio Shack, Best Buy. It's very cheap. And I don't know what the maximum amount of memory you can put in here is, but I've heard that you can put at least 2 gigabytes of memory on here, which more than quadruples the built-in onboard memory. The books are really small. I don't know how many of you guys are really technological, but text itself doesn't take up a lot of space. So something like this, 200 books, you have plenty of space. On top of that, everything you buy from the Kindle Store is something you own. You actually own the book. It is yours to keep. It is also anything that you buy through Amazon is automatically backed up on the Kindle Store. So if you are running out of room, you can delete it from your Kindle, and then you can go ahead and read something else. If you want to read the book again, you can re-download it for free from the Kindle itself, and it keeps everything in kind of like this online library, so to speak. It works great. The Kindle right now is $350, although with the holiday season coming around, I have a feeling they're probably going to drop the price a little. They dropped it about 6 months ago, or maybe about 4 months ago, from $400, which is what I paid for it. Overall, it is awesome if you really like to read. I like to read. I unfortunately don't have a lot of time for it. This was to get me back into reading, and let me tell you something. I've read more books this year than I have in the past probably 6 years combined. You can get it from Amazon. It has free 2-day shipping, and there used to be a humongous backlog of these. I actually waited 6 weeks from my date of order till the day I received it from Amazon. They have them in stock all the time now, so you don't even have to wait. It's a great gift. Now, just a couple of bad things about the Kindle, because it's not all sunshine and puppy dogs and rainbows. The Kindle does have copy protection on it, which means that you can't give or loan the books that you buy to anybody. They are linked to your account. But if you have a second Kindle, let's say your husband or wife has a Kindle also, if you register 2 Kindles or multiple Kindles to one Amazon account, you can share that content between the Kindles. So if you have one Amazon account but 2 Kindles, you can send the information back and forth. But if somebody out there wanted to borrow my copy of Angels and Demons, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. I hope that Amazon does change this up in the future to add some sort of lending procedure into their system, where maybe it disables your copy while allowing another person to have that for maybe 30 days or something like that. On top of that, I hope that they can speed up some of the page flipping through software and also add in some other features through the software itself. I have not seen any software updates on this device since I've bought it. But it is rock solid. It doesn't crash. It doesn't lock up. I think it locked up on me once, not too long after I bought it. Pulled the battery a few seconds later, and it was good to go. It's only done it once. I've also taken it on an airplane. There are no problems. Obviously, keep the wireless off, so get everything that you need beforehand. Went through security, no problem. I did keep it off during the takeoff and landing. They don't want any electronics on, but I had no issues using it on a plane at all in case any of you are traveling with it. All right, so I think I bored you guys long enough. This was my review of the Amazon Kindle for my blog, Copious Notes. You can find that at blog.aaroncrocco.com. And if you guys have any comments or questions about the Kindle, I would love to get them. Please comment on this post, and I will surely answer them for you. I hope to have more video posts for you guys in the future on whatever is going on, especially in my writing world, but I wanted to kind of get in there with the bang. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. So all of you guys take care, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.